everyone, welcome back to another video. Today's review is going to be on the Montecristo Open Slam that was released at Ignite 2025 this year. I smoked a few of these cigars since the release and I'm looking forward to do this review for you today. As you all might know, I'm uploading to my own YouTube channel today, WelshSmokes. Used to be called Welsh Fashion, but we had a bit of a rebrand, a bit of a redesign, so we're going to go with that today. So I'm looking forward to everyone joining this journey with me. We're going to be looking at cigar reviews, pipe tobacco, reviews, unboxing, accessories, recommendations. If you have anything in mind you want to have a look at, want to have a chat about, let me know. Possibly looking to do a little series where we sit down in the car here, have a chat, have some guests on, have some smokes, sort of like a podcast but like a limited series for our YouTube channel. So I'm looking forward to that. So this is today's cigar, the Montecristo Open Slam. It is part of the Open series, with the other cigars being the Open Master, the Open Regatta, the Open Eagle, and the Open J or Junior. And now we have the new Open Slam. This is quite a light cigar compared to the other Montecristo range. To be upfront and open with you and honest, this is the first and only cigar so far that I have smoked from the Open series line. And to me, well, we get into it later, but to me this cigar is quite a light entry level cigar, perfect for a beginner, someone who's get into the Montecristo range. So what I'll do is I'll light the cigar, and then go through some tasting notes, and then go through the dimensions and everything of the cigar. So for the cutter and lighter today, I'm using my SC DuPont Year of the Snake. Don't get a chance to use this cutter and lighter often, especially the lighter, considering it's only the small version. It doesn't last long, light one or two cigars at most before it does run out of fuel. So I do have a few more lighters, but they're ready to go just in case, as I have already had one cigar today and I've already used most of it on that cigar. So we'll see how it goes. If I need to, then I will. Yeah, nice straight cut. Good draw. That's something I'll say for these cigars. The draw on them and the construction has been great. I know, being a very new cigar, only being released this year, they might be inclined to be a bit plugged, be a bit young, but I gotta be honest, they have been quite good. I think this is my 5th one so far. I mean, I will smoke more of them. Wouldn't be my go-to cigar for an afternoon or evening smoke, because it's quite young. I'd probably keep it for a morning smoke with a coffee, which is what I got to pair it with here today. But I will say, if you do have it during an evening or afternoon and you do plan on smoking other cigars, then smoke this one first, because it is quite light. Then if you smoke this one first and move on to the other cigars, it'll be better. If you start with a stronger cigar first and then move on to this one, you're not going to taste this one at all. So that's something I will keep in mind. So as you're lighting the cigar, just rotate it between your fingers just to get an even burn and light. Sometimes I'm lazy, I'll just sit there and paint it because it's a flat flame. So I'll just paint the bottle of the cigar, but do try and rotate it through your fingers as well, because nothing ruins a cigar more than an even burn, an even light. Something I've been really lazy with lately is not lighting my cigars properly. I'm sat there and constantly touching up the burn line during a smoke, which is not something you want to do. You want to sit back, relax, and enjoy the cigar without faffing every 2 minutes to try and even it out. As I mentioned, it's dead already. Twice. 2 cigars I've lit with this today, and it's dead. As I said, so far, I only just lit it, but it is quite a young, quite a light cigar. From my understanding, the open range anyway is meant to be light for new beginners who want to get into that Montecristo brand. So they are created and blended to be a light cigar anyway. But it doesn't mean there's no flavour to it. It just means strength wise, it's not going to be too overpowering. It's great for anyone actually. I would say beginners, but anyone can smoke and enjoy this, providing you smoke it at the right time and pair it with the right pairing. First time I smoked this was at Ignite, the trade show, when it was released, and I didn't pair it with anything. I just smoked it on its own. The second time I had it was just after the trade show, and I paired it with a whiskey, and the whiskey overpowered it straight away. So today I'm going to try and pair it with a coffee instead, and hopefully that pairing will work. So I did write this down because I do know off the top of my head, but I want to get it accurate. I don't want to be editing this after and realise I've messed it up. So it is 5 and 5/8 inch in length, well that's 142 millimeters, and it is a 52 ring gauge cigar. As well as all the other um, cigars in the Open Series range, they do come in dress box of 20. Um, yeah, boxes of 20, and this one was a unique size for Habanos to create for the Open Series line, being a 52 ring gauge, and the 5 and 5/8 inch in length. So the Vitola on this is called Geniales. Probably butchered that, knowing me. Welsh, what do you expect? And the size being Idyllicos. Again, butchered that. You know me by now. I'm Welsh, barely speak English, don't speak Welsh, so it's that. Valley's way at the end of the day. So yeah. So today's coffee pairing is a latte from Big Dog's Coffee. If you are from South Wales and you do want to try Big Dog's Coffee, there's one shop in Blackwood and another one in Merthyr Tydfil. Big Dog Coffee do roast their own beans. Off the top of my head, I want to say Nevervale. They have some great coffee. This one is a new blend they recently brought out. Beans from Mexico, and it's a nice, sweet, earthy, chocolatey, brownie type of coffee, which I'm hoping is going to go with the earthiness the grassiness, the subtle cedar notes that we do get from the Open Slam. There's a tiny bit of spice in the cigar, but it's not a pepper spice, it's more like a bacon spice. There's that nice bready tingliness to it, especially through the retro. But as I said, it doesn't burn, doesn't overpower, it's not meant to at the end of the day. See through the retro, no burn, nothing. Let's see what it pairs like with the coffee, is it? So as I said, that coffee got a nice chocolate brownie notes to it. It's a nice coffee on its own, but when it's paired with a cigar, it does bring out that earthiness and that woodiness of the cigar that bit more. Yeah, I think coffee is the way to go for this cigar, or maybe a sugary drink like a Coke or Pepsi, Dr Pepper, something like that. Something that's sweet and doesn't have any strength behind it. Any type of alcohol is pretty much going to overpower this cigar because it is so light. That's what happens when you don't light your cigar properly. It burns unevenly, and also when you're smoking and you don't rotate your cigar, when you burn from the one end. That's something want to happen. I'll see if it corrects on its own. If it doesn't, I'll just touch it up myself. So this coffee from Big Dog, you know me by now if you follow me on Instagram. I'm practically getting one daily, every morning to pair with my cigar when I'm out. And no matter which blend, which beans you have from that shop, they all go really well with the cigar. I highly recommend you try Big Dog Coffee if you haven't. Pop in, pop in the Blackwood or Merthyr, pick yourself up a coffee, sit outside, light a cigar, and just enjoy it. Something we don't do a lot of these days is just sit back and relax. I think that's important for your mental health. Something we're not really good at, especially this day and age. No one really talks. They keep it all in. That's what they're supposed to do. But find some like-minded people, join some groups, get together, have a cigar, have a laugh, have a joke, and just enjoy yourself. Whether it's a Cuban or a New World, whether it smells like turds, as Carl would know. Just sit back, relax, have a laugh, have a joke, have a drink, and have a cigar. Just enjoy the moment. The cigar does have a sweet note to it. It's subtle at the moment, but it is in there. The more you get to like the second, third of the cigar, the sweet note comes out a bit more. But it is at the moment subtle. That burn will get better. I'm not going to touch it for the moment. It's going to get better on its own. So, something I need to work on is actually smoking a bit slower. You can see that are sort of coned, and that's what happens when the wrapper burns quicker than the filler, and that's from smoking too quickly. So if your cigars do that, maybe it's time to slow down, take a breath, put the cigar down, and pick it back up every minute to 90 seconds. Because if you keep burning your hand like I do, then you're more likely going to keep puffing on it, and that's going to happen. It's quite a floral cigar. The floral notes are a bit more pronounced during the second, end of the first third, beginning of the second third. So I'm going to smoke this a bit more now, see what I can get out of it. While I was sat here smoking it, I was thinking if there's anything you'd like to see on the channel, any reviews, any cigars, anyone you want to join me in our chat sessions, which I'll think of a series name by the time I start to record and upload those. But if there's anyone you want me to try and get on the channel, if you're in any cigar groups in the UK, I'm on quite a few myself. If you are on any of those and you want to be on here, then just give me a message. We can try and figure something out. Or we like sit in the car, have a chat, sort of like a podcast, where it'll be like a quick mini series, smoke one cigar and have a chat, talk about life, talk about anything really. If anyone you want to see doing that, drop me a message. Drop me a message. Try and get them on, and we'll have a chat. But if there is anything you want me to record, any particular questions you want answered, then if you leave them in the comments, and depending how long the answers are, I'll record a video for you, or we can talk about it in the next video. I could do some YouTube or Instagram shorts to answer those. So let me know. I'm going to smoke this a bit more now, drink the rest of my coffee, and I'll come back to you when I've gone down a bit more. Okay, so I'm sat here now. I'm in the second third, just enjoying the rest of the cigar. Still floral, it's still cedary, woody, and it's still earthy, but there is a slight toasted nut note coming through now. That will pick up by the end of it, but depending on how quick you smoke it, I think that toasted nut would come through stronger in some aspects than other. I know when I smoked it in the past, they've come through pretty strong. So far, it is a bit light. But I was just wondering, while I am smoking this, have any of you smoked the Open Slam yet? And also, have any of you smoked any of the other cigars in the Open Series line? Because considering this is the only cigar I've smoked, it would be interesting to know if you have, what you think of this cigar compared to the others. Now, I have smoked with a few people who have smoked the other lines, and people have their opinions on which one is their favourite out of all of them. I do need to try and get the other cigars to try, so I can sample it and compare it myself. I think that's what I'll do next. I'll try and get the rest in the series, including this one, and smoke them on camera. I might do it all together, I might do back to back, or I might do one long video, cut up on different days, smoking it, and seeing which one I prefer. Because as I said, I've only smoked this one. I haven't tried the others yet. It'll be interesting to see how this one compares to the others. I know the Open Series line in general is lighter than the rest of the Montecristo series cigars, but I want to know how this one compares to the Regatta, to the Eagle, to the Masters, to the Junior, and see which one is better. If you have tried it, leave a message, leave a comment, and let me know what you think. Do you prefer the Open Slam? Do you prefer the Masters? The Regatta? And tell me which one is your favourite. So I'm going to smoke the rest of this now. I have had a touch of burn up. It is wonky as hell. As I said, smoke it too fast, not lighting it properly. I got a bad habit of doing that. I think we all do sometimes. We tend to rush it because we want to enjoy the smoke. But we got to realise that lighting it is part of the process in general. We need to enjoy that bit as well and not rush there into it. I'm going to smoke the rest of this now. I'll get back to you when I'm in the final third. So I'm coming to the final third of this cigar now, just before the band, and I just wanted to close this review up and give you my final thoughts on the cigar. So in the final third now, that toasted nut note is there. It's still light, it's still subtle, it's still really a creamy, earthy, grassy cigar. As I said, there's no strength to it. This is definitely a morning cigar with a coffee, in my opinion. It pairs really well with a coffee. Or if you was going to smoke this later on in the day, just bear in mind, especially after a meal, you want to smoke this one first before any other cigars because you're probably not going to taste it as well as if you did first thing in the morning. Got some nice flavours to it. It is light, they are there, they are subtle. If you are going to pick one of these up and you have tried the rest of the Open series, then please let me know what you think of it. As I said earlier, going to I'm going to pick up the others or try and get the other cigars in the line and try and smoke them back to back and see how each one of them differs. If they're all the same, if they all got their own uniqueness to it, if even though they are like the cigars, if one may be stronger than the other. And I'm going to do a review on that for you as well. Look out for that one in the future. I'm going to take the band off this now. Enjoy the rest of the cigar. Thank you for watching this review. It's going to be the first one up on my YouTube channel, so I appreciate that. And as I said, leave a comment, let me know what you'd like to see next, what cigar you'd like to see me review, talk about. It could be Cuban, non-Cuban, anything that you would want, just let me know. Hope you're all going to enjoy a nice cigar, a nice drink, relax, take some time for yourself, especially after a busy day. We all need time to ourselves every now and then. So I want to thank you. That was my review on the Montecristo Open Slam. Also, let me know if you'd like longer reviews, shorter reviews, what type of videos you want, and I can get them done for you. That was the Montecristo Open Slam. Have a lovely day, everyone, and take care.